Hey everyone, my name's Chris Lambert, and on this channel we talk Kanye West. And today we're talking the Kanye new song or new music that he kind of teased released called Na Na Na, or what fans are at least calling Na Na Na. He might end up calling it something else, but that's definitely the aspect of the song that stands out the most. And you can see it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and it just continuously replays this loop from the UFC fights. I am blanking on the fighters' names at the moment. I feel like it starts with a B, but it was this spinning heel kick that has been considered one of the greatest knockouts in UFC history, as the fighter on the left had grabbed the fighter on the right's foot after the kick, and then the fighter on the right did this spin and clocked the guy right in the schnoz, and down he went, immediate knockout. And that was that. And Kanye just replays it over and over, which is a very Kanye thing to do, to merge something trending in pop culture with his music. And we're going to go over the lyrics themselves and just kind of look at what we're getting with this song. Straight up, I think it's clear that this is unfinished, right? Like very unfinished, which you can tell even at the very beginning. Even though it's like na na na, Kanye tends to do that kind of thing when he doesn't know what lyrics to put in. He just kind of starts muttering, murmuring to keep with the flow, and then adds in the words that he has. I think there are even lines like down here that are just him throwing in whatever words come to mind to keep with the beat. But it's interesting because as we go through, I'm going to talk a little bit about I guess the Kanye song making process, which is that sounds grander than what it's going to be. You're probably like, oh, I'll watch this video and then gonna be disappointed. But it's just a little bit when it comes to the lyrics and the fact that, like, I don't think stuff like this would make the final cut and how that plays into Kanye's process, right? So when we start off, we have Incoming, which is the Dem Joints producer tag, right? And he had just produced Believe What I Say, the other snippet that dropped when Kanye was in Haiti. So we start with the chorus, boy, we won, never no joke, na na na, talking about his presidential election. And that's the context. This is so heartbreaking. So Kanye sees that this Lex 18 website had an election results page, and I'm going to do a video on this as well. And this is all Excite Bike Chanos' fault, but this starts trending on Twitter. Like, people start sharing it. Excitebyte sends it to Consequence. Consequence shows it to Kanye, I'm pretty sure. And it had Kanye getting 19% of the vote in Kentucky. And yesterday was the first day of early voting in Kentucky. And it's just like, what is going on with these results? And Kanye's so excited. He has this video where he like runs up to the camera and he's like, check out the results. And then as part of that, he's like, the whole team is so energized that I had to release theme music. Na na na. Oh yeah, he put na 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 right there. It's pretty good. Okay. And then all summer, 30-year-old na na na, which just like, maybe this is the first line to get at. Kanye definitely has his flow and idea of like where he kind of wants to go as he's feeling out words and phrases. And you hear about the vaunted Kanye like group think, or he brings writers into a room and kind of throws things at them and gets things back. I think it's the kind of thing where like Kanye has a chorus like this and he's like, okay, boy, we won, never no joke, all summer, 30-year-old, what else could we put there? Like, I'm thinking this, or this other thing. I'm trying to get this energy. This is what I'm going for. And somebody else would be like, well, why don't we say this? Somebody else is going, or what about this? And they just kind of swirl ideas around, exchange ideas and potential lines until they land on something that's probably more meaningful than like 30-year-old, right? But talking about, I guess, like the presidential election at this point, right? And is saying we won as more of like the theme music aspect, like wishing it into being, but just the excitement of like, look, we're getting votes. Like all summer I've been talking about this, like 30-year-old. Who they talking about? Kanye, right? Doing everything they didn't allow. That's what Kanye does. Overthrow, send the drones in, which is kind of funny. So what? This is a reference to his verse in Ty Dolla $ign's single Ego Death, where after his verse he said, who dropped drones on him? Okay, Ye was probably referencing the, yeah, so in Ego Death, he is probably referencing Obama's drone strikes, right? That was a big criticism of the Obama presidency, was how many drone strikes there were. Where's this at? Helps if you spell drone right. Yeah. So all these admirations, likes, and false validations feeding to our ego, talk for something. Negro, 1 in 4 get locked up. Your girlfriend get knocked up. Plan B was a plan A to lower the count of our families, to lower the count of our damn votes. Your joy is it tied to me. Let the man quote, who dropped drones on him? Which, yeah, yay, don't take that tone on him. Don't go watch a throne on him. Which, I mean, you could refer it to Obama and like criticizing Obama, right? You could just take it as like Kanye's dropping drones on people kind of thing, which is the next level kind of rap braggadocio, right? Not just like, I got clothes, I got money. It's like, I drop drones on people. I have that kind of power. But if he's running for president, you know, he would have that kind of power. But overthrow is pretty funny too, because it's just like he's overthrowing the political ideas and what's right and correct, right? He's overthrowing the candidates in office right now, the establishment. That's what Kanye represents. Send the drones in could be like send the drones at him too, rather than him saying send the drones at somebody else. But also could be a Star Wars reference, you know, because we get the Obi-Wan and then what you get like the drones in the first prequel movie. There's that big like drone fight. It's not the Clone Wars yet. You get the drones. All the maneuvers, feeling closed in. Yeah. I don't need to strike back. I guess that's, yeah, just war. Like he's either feeling closed in or he has some like his opponent's feeling closed in because of how many votes he's getting or how well he's doing. I don't need to strike back. He doesn't have to respond to anybody. He doesn't have to counterattack, right? I let God fight my battles, which I think this is where this comes in. Like, this is a counterattack. This is the counterattack. But Kanye's saying, like, I don't have to fight back in these scenarios. I just stand back and let God do the fighting for me and get the knockout. And I like to think there's a little bit of a connection or inspiration from this to this line. Hey, skit with the kit. I hear, like, oh, I forget what I heard. I don't know why. I had it in my head. Like, I heard something like spray with the AK, like something like spray with the AK kind of thing, like making me think of, what is it? Guilt Trip? No. I'm in it. One of the Yeezus songs. Don't know where they at, which is also a strange way to end the verse. Like, I don't think that would be how Kanye ends the verse. Like, he might keep this line, he might keep this line, but it would be something where he would change this, he would change this, and kind of update it in the final version of the song. Next time you text, can it wait? You were talking to a presidential candidate, which is really funny. Like, one of my favorite lines, recent memory of Kanye, just in terms of like humor, right? Not just overall in terms of like mind-blowing line, but just how many other rappers can say that line. And just the idea that like people are texting Kanye wanting answers. He's like, can you wait? You're talking to a presidential candidate. I know you think Obi-Wan getting tired now. Kanye viewing himself as the old guy in the game now, right? He's not the college dropout. He's Obi-Wan. He's not Luke. He's not Anakin. He's Obi-Wan. Don't jump, Anakin. I got the higher ground. Which, though maybe he views himself as that, like, what's his face? Oh my God. Who played Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan rather than Alec Guinness Obi-Wan, prequel Obi-Wan. But don't jump, Anakin. I got the higher ground. You may remember in Star Wars Episode 3, Anakin and Obi-Wan have their showdown where Anakin has finally gone to the dark side and they're fighting in the lava world and Obi-Wan's standing on top, Anakin's down here, and he's like, don't jump, I have the higher ground. And Anakin's like, arr! And for no reason does a flip. Like, he doesn't run and jump like this way or jump this way and try to get around. He just tries to go straight over top. It's such a dumb move. And Obi-Wan's like, sword slice. Ugh. There. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted, you know, for such an accurate depiction of Star Wars Episode 3. And you get the I have the higher ground, whatchamacallits, sample, and it even clips to it in the video, right? Where's that at? Like right here. There. Pretty good. Okay. I'm gonna hit the moonwalk like I seen Tito. Tito is most likely referring to Tito Jackson, who's Michael Jackson's brother. Like president got vetoed, which is pretty funny. Got the sunlight for the veto A. Doesn't make any sense. I don't need to sign a release. I'm a freed old man. I guess he's saying that he has been freed from his contracts potentially, maybe, or maybe he's just like wishful thinking, speaking it into existence kind of thing. This is a video game. This is the Simulation Man. This is something that Kanye has kind of been like bringing up a lot lately. Yeah, Grand Theft on Law of Attraction. He talked about Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto. We in a game. We in a game. And isn't there even something in Wash This in the Blood where he talks about the simulation? How do you listen to Lame? They the Imitation Man. Take an idea, live it. Take an idea, did it. Take an idea with it. Just look how we get it. Yeah, like Kanye has ideas and he lives it. He has ideas and he does it. Like you can't tell him no, he's not going to stop, because when he puts his mind to something, he succeeds. Just look how we did it. Can't tell me we ain't did it. Can't tell me we ain't lived it. Can't tell me we ain't lived it. I hate to be the person that had to tell Kanye that those poll results were like just tests from the Associated Press testing Lex 18's live update system. Like they weren't legitimate. And I tried tweeting it at him when he made like a tweet about it, and people were just like, yo, just let him have this. Don't be the one to raid on the parade. So I deleted the tweet. But imagine you're just like, it's Boo that just has to walk up to Kanye and be like, hey man, got some bad news. Like Kanye was so excited. Okay. Just look how we get it. Cartoons ain't timeless. Like that's not a line. I don't think like I like to think that that's not a line that Kanye would keep in the final version of the song, right? Like he's just sticking with whatever is kind of jumping to his head for the rhyme, for the flow. Cops, cars ain't mind us. One call ain't wireless. Like it's almost nonsense. Like almost nonsense. And there's people like judging this as if it was a finished song, being like, oh, that new Kanye is just like trash. How's that a song he's releasing? It's like, it's not a song it's releasing. It's an unfinished thing that he just like put out there because he was excited. Like this is not the finished product. This sounds nothing like anything that Kanye has ever had on an album or on a loose track. Like if you think that this is the final version of a Kanye song, then I don't think you should be listening to music or Kanye. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. And then if this is on Donda and this is the verse, I don't want to say something as bold as like, I'll delete the channel, but like it's in line with that where I'm just like, no, like this isn't what would be on the final version of the song. Then we get the chorus again. Boy, we won, never no joke, all summer 30. Like, I don't need to strike back. I feel like the song would be called Strike Back, right? Oh, Empire Strike Back. I feel like there's a lot of Star Wars references. And then verse 2, if I put myself in harm's way to get my own masters, and this is all like distorted and like strangely like done. It's a little trippy. To get my own masters, they'll put themselves in harm's way to stay the master. So he's saying he's going to put himself out there in order to try to get his masters. But in order to do that, like he's getting criticism. He could ruin his contracts. He could ruin like his music career trying to get his masters, right? But the companies that are in charge, in order to maintain power, will have to expose themselves in some way. Like they're putting themselves in harm's way to maintain the authority that they currently have. And Kanye says they'll put themselves in harm's way because they ain't asking. So because they have the tactics that they have, they're strong arming everybody. They're saying this is the way that it is because I have power. Then the next line is they'll put themselves in harm's way. The slaves are massive, which Kanye relates it back to New Slaves, right? And this idea that he was trying to lead a rebellion on Yeezus, or the Yeezus character, right, on that album wanted to lead a rebellion against those in power who controlled everybody through consumerism, right? And through the structure of society, not just the individuals, but the people signing contracts, the celebrities, the musicians, all these pop culture influencers that really set the tone for things. It's like this top down collusion to keep people in line, and you give the celebrities a little bit of money, you let them do their thing, you give them some power, but that's only to control everybody else and kind of play puppet master. And Kanye at this point, instead of just saying we're new slaves and it kind of sucks that this is the situation that we're in, is now saying that the slaves are massive. And this is coming after he went to Haiti and looked at the first slave rebellion in Haiti. It was the first successful slave rebellion, and it overthrew like those that were had enslaved the Haitians, and over an 11-year period led to the liberation of Haiti and the establishment of Haiti as its own country, which is fantastic and awesome. But you can definitely see he was inspired by that story. But just in this idea that when you have these authority figures that start having to maintain control, and they start doing that through these jerk methods or cruel methods or just like strong arming methods, then everybody else could rise up because the numbers are more massive. So I really like that part of the song, and I think it's my favorite part of the song. And you can tell like these are lines that would like stay in versus these lines right here. And then we get, do you want me to get specific? Do you want me to name numbers? Do you want me to name summers? Which I don't know if this is referring to the fact that Kanye, where he leaked the phone number of the CEO of Forbes. Was it the CEO? I know he was the like chief content officer. Yeah, Forbes editor's phone number, the CCO. Yeah, rapper encouraged fans to call Forbes CCO Randall Lane, chief content officer. Yeah, so fix that. He's not the CEO. He's the CCO. Okay. Do you want me to name summers? I don't know what that means. All the stars came from us. Yeah. So it's just like the influence of Black America, right? All the stars came from us, all the styles came from us, all the talent came from us, all the shoes came from us, but the news ain't on us. All the news ain't on us. And I think this is also has a bit of duality, that it's not just about, which it probably says that in here, I'm guessing, but it's not just about like Black America, right? It's also about Kanye and Kanye's crew. Like they've made stars, they've made styles, like talent that has worked with Kanye has gone on to do bigger and better things. Not bigger and better. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's just throwing out a phrase. They've gone on to do big things. Whew. But the news ain't on us. All the news ain't on us. Like they're not focusing not only on Black America, but they're not focusing on Kanye and what Kanye's doing. All the news ain't honest. They want to ignore me, rewrite the story, which is kind of what it gets at. And I mean, Kanye is becoming, I think, I mean, he's always been aware of the media and how the media has portrayed him. But I think really over the last 5 years, you're seeing all of these outrageous headlines regarding Kanye where things that he said have been taken out of context. They direct quote him when he hasn't had a direct quote that says what they think he says. Like with the slavery was a choice. He didn't say that. He said, when you hear about slavery for 400 years, sounds like a choice. But everybody was direct quoting slavery was a choice. Not what he said. Crazy. But even going back to Runaway, the movie, right? He's like, can't believe anything if it's on the TV. And even here, like, you know that it's fake if it's in the news. Yeah. Take all the top spots. They never... And then it just kind of cuts off. So that's the end of the song. And that's all we know about Na Na Na. It seems like it's heavy with Star Wars references and presidential references. And Kanye was definitely like feeling energized, but I wonder if he'll put out something in the wake of this. I don't know. I don't think he cared. I think he's feeling excited, even though It's just like a sign from God, he might say, that that's what came out. Just like, stay with it, feel good. There's good things on the way. We'll see how the actual results are. I know early voting has started in a lot of states, so I need some water. If you're in a state that early voting has taken place, I highly encourage you to go vote and vote for whoever, whether that's, I'm sure in this election we all have our preferred candidate. You all have somebody that you feel like you have to vote for because you have a moral obligation, a social obligation, or just who you're excited to vote for. And I'm not going to tell you who that is, but just be sure you vote, however it is, whether people agree with it or not agree with it. And for all three main candidates, right? Well, the two main and then Kanye, you're going to have people that are like, why are you voting for that person? But at the end of the day, like, voting is one of the most important things we can do in this country, and it really does matter. So I hope you go vote, and I hope you vote for the people in the rest of the ballot too, because those races are also very important. So go do that. And if you're enjoying our content and you want to help the channel, the easiest way is liking, subscribing, or commenting, as those things tell YouTube this is a channel people enjoy and they show it to more people. And then we also have our podcast, Watching the Throne, a lyrical analysis of Kanye West, where we go line by line through Kanye's discography. And you can see here that on our Patreon, we have our full catalog of episodes available. All of our episodes on the College Dropout, the current episodes we're releasing on Late Registration, as well as Jesus is King, Yay, and Kids See Ghost. You can get all of those for just $5 a month. And when we finish Late Registration, we're going back through the discography for a second time, taking everything that we learned from the first time and first go around and applying it to these albums. And like, our Late Registration season, so much better than what it was, and same with our College Dropout season. But I guarantee these episodes will change how you listen to Kanye's music forever. And there's free episodes. Our College Dropout season, currently releasing one new episode a week on iTunes and Spotify and wherever you listen to podcasts, if you want to check out and try before you buy, but that's all I got for today. Until next time, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.